Several years ago, I was struck by lightning and was graced by the one and only Jesus Christ. He himself told me to lay carnage and waste on my colony lands by eating people. Now, not being told if he meant in real life or in RimWorld, I could only assume one thing. Considering cannibalism is seen as morally wrong in my country, I decided to venture this challenge on RimWorld. And if it is a failure, I was told I would not be making it onto Noah's Ark. So, can my colony survive with the only meals being the ones of the dead victims around us? Or will we perish? Let us see. To actually make this video happen without losing my entire mind, I had to install a few mods so things would actually work. These mods include Raids for Me, which allows you to literally insult other nearby colonies, and then in an hour they will venture to your base and fuck you up. Oh man, how much hell? The reason I need this is because without constant raids to other colonies, I would be relying on crash-landed people to murder and eat. And honestly, that does not happen often. So eventually my colonists will get ravenous and start eating each other. And then the entire challenge would just be over. So this mod ensures I can get attacked whenever I want. This also means every time I want to eat a human, I need to fight them first. So every meal is a risk of death. I'll also be spawning a comms console in God mode at the start of every attempt, as I need it to insult other factions. If I don't have this, I would not survive a day because everyone would die of starvation in a day. The other mod is better pawn control. This allows me to change a colonist's traits when I make them. So I gave all of my colonists a cannibal traits because without this, all of my colonists would get pissed off that they are only eating humans and then eventually kill themselves. I'm not joking. And that is it. That is all the mods, so let's get into it. I set the temperate forest as my spawn point and then set up my colonists to all be cannibals. And the run began. And I somehow only spawned with one pawn. But I was just being stupid. Anyways, where did everybody else go? First things first, I edited the eating permissions of all my colonists to the meal, which only consists of human meat. That is literally it. I told you guys what this video is about. So let's get into it. I made a stockpile zone and then edited all my colonists' responsibilities on the work tab to how I would like it, and then started building my base inside this very destroyed house, because it would be easier to just put all my colonists in here than to build my own house. So I placed the blueprints to the setup on my house and then also built the blueprints of my storage room next to my house. With the main base practically built, I placed a comms console and a wind turbine nearby to power it, so I don't literally starve and end up quitting straight away. And very soon after that, I had realized that my entire colony is starving. So I tried to install a nearby colony, but realized the wind turbine wasn't doing its job and the comms console was not powered. Anyways, once it had power, I installed a nearby colony and they did not bring one as I thought. Nah, fuck it, we're good. There's only gonna be like one of them. Oh, there's two. This is actual me. Anyways, I drafted up my gang and we went crazy. Okay, that's one down. Oh man, how much health? Okay. How do you eat it? Now, as you can see, there is food on the ground. You must all rearrange your minds into thinking that these are no longer people, they are food. If you do not think like this, you are wrong. This is food. Anyways, with our food laying on the ground, I built a butchering table and I butchered the bodies. Food into edible human meat. And then one of my colonists went into a tantrum because he was being starved for an insane amount of time. With my blueprints finally being built and my colonists fed with tasty human meat, it was time to expand my base a little more. Once again, every single one of my colonists was starving. This would be a very common theme for the rest of the video. A ton of starvation and a ton of killing. And literally out of nowhere, Stone, one of my colonists, fucking died. Out of nowhere. How, you may ask? Starvation. Sorry, malnutrition. Which is literally like what happens when you have been starved for literally ages. For all of you that don't know. So with Stone dead, we only had two left. What will we do with Stone's body, you may ask? As anyone would, he literally got butchered by his friends and eaten. They literally had a feast on him. I then got naturally raided, so more food was incoming. Nails and Genevieve were getting fed. I drafted my colonists and started popping the raiders. And literally, the trade group nearby helped me out and absolutely fucking sprayed her to death. It was crazy. I also started trading with the trader. Unfortunately, I could not afford the minigun, but I did buy 2 wooden masks, as they would make my colonists look scary, and cannibals are supposed to be scary. Now, the regular human meat that my colonists were consuming was good. Very good. But it could be better. Why eat raw human meat when you can cook it up and put it into a simple meal? So that's what I did with my fueled stove. I made a build to cook and only cook human meats into simple meals. Ow! I then also expanded my base by making blueprints for a tailoring room and a research room. Anyway, starvation was upon us again. So, you know the bill. So, you know the drill. Bully someone, a stupid little raider comes along and they get one-tapped, and then butchered, and then eaten. With the research table down, I started researching smithing. Why? I have no idea. I don't even think it provided a use. Ever. I then completed the tailoring room and placed floors cannibals as well. Then, insultion, if that's a word. Quick call to the monsters, insult them. Incoming raid, couple of shots missed, and then slimed. Please hit a shot for once, man. What the hell is this aim? There we go. Butchered and then eaten, the cycle of life. And then again, and a lot more shots missed because my colonists can't aim for shit. Oh, shoot him. What is this? Butchered and of course, eaten. Just some more meat. That's what I'm freaking talking about. Lots of food, lots of food. I then expanded my storage room into a long strip. The plan was to make this long strip the main center of my base and all the rooms would expand from there. And in all good news, summer started, which means I won't die from being cold. Lovely. I insulted more colonists, a raider came and they got absolutely sprayed, butchered, and eaten, as always. Over the next segments of time, a few things happened. Another trader came along. I fixed my fueled stove to actually allow human meat, as somehow I messed it up last time and I was just eating the food raw for fun. But now I can actually eat better human meat as it's cooked. Yeah. And this is the best part. Every time I butchered a human for food, you also get human leather. Now, obviously, I didn't really know what to do with it, so I made literal defenses around my base made out of human leather. Imagine you were a raider, and you went to go raid someone, and they literally had defenses made out of human leather. You would probably turn around and run. Well, a little bit of a spoiler, no one did. Now, in the last RimWorld video, I completely built everything out of wood, like all the time. And this is fucking stupid, because whenever a fire started, it would literally burn down my whole base because fire spreads on wood. So I was not going to make the same mistake. So I destroyed all of the wood I built out of and then started building purely out of steel, as steel would not catch on fire. It was also really fucking hot outside considering it's summer and considering there was a heat wave occurring. And at the same time, a lady named Jen was getting chased and needed saving. Will my colony, the cannibals, be kind and help her out? Or eat her just the same? Who do you think I am? A cannibal? Of course I helped her out. But at the same time, someone called Sardine started raiding us. So I had two attackers to deal with, coming from two different sides of the colony. I drafted my colonists and Jen also joined our colony. Only problem was, she wasn't a cannibal. So she's eventually going to get very upset considering what we have on offer for dinner. So we sprayed up Sardine and straight away went to save Jen. But the chaser ran away. Maybe he saw our human leather defenses. Pretty unfortunate though, as I would have loved to feast. Never mind, they didn't run away. They were just waiting for some reason. Then they started their attack. But a bow versus 3 guns never worked out well for anyone. So he was dinner. Anyways, after some time, our greatest challenge came. It was an evident 3v3, but the only advantage, they only had melee weapons and we had guns. So we would have to pop them before they could stab us. Bad idea. Oh, wait. It went so well that the last one standing literally ran away. Our food is running and they succeeded. That was a headshot, what? Jen kept on going in and out of a daze because she was always in a bad mood because she had to eat human meat. But to be fair, this is what she signed up for by joining us. And unfortunately, Genevieve, one of my favorites, got an infection in her right shoulder. And for some reason, I didn't make her rest in bed until she was healed, but she's alright. I placed some blueprints for separate rooms for my colonists and never mind. The infection was going to kill Genevieve, so I needed to act fast. The only option was to amputate her right shoulder with the infection and hope for the best. Hopefully she doesn't die. So Nails started operating on her and she died. Anyways, she's dinner. Anyways, next time I logged on, Nails was in a rage or some shit. I'm not sure why, and yeah, that's that. And then out of nowhere, Jen started getting attacked by a wolf and got absolutely wrecked. Like, actually dead. So the chances of this colony surviving were looking grim. Anyways, Nails picked up Jen and chucked her dead body in the dumping zone, and then picked her up, and then also butchered her, and then went to bed like nothing happened. Eventually, Nails ran into her own fight with the killing wolf. Will Nails come back with revenge? Let's see. So yeah, Nails fucked up the wolf. Alone, Nails ran the colony by herself. And eventually, got a fucking infection in her left leg. And if she dies to this, the colony is genuinely over. But fortunately, she garnered immunity. But also, some man in black came to save nothing, because Nails survived on her own. And thus, it was Leonid and Nails alone to run the colony into success. But one problem, Leonid was not a cannibal. And he would get upset every time he had to eat, because we weren't serving anything else. Now, a bunch of shit happened at the same time. So they survived and eventually a raid came, just one guy called Wong, and let it be known that Wong only had whatever this is, and Leonid literally had a gun, and Leonid still died. And in a turn of events, Wong kidnapped Leonid and started leaving with him. But He somehow escaped and started running. What the fuck is happening? And then a fire started happening, and then another raid, but he got popped easy. Then the fire really started spreading, like a lot, but it started raining, so it got all washed out. Anyways, I placed the beds in the little dorm rooms I made, and then another fire started, which spread a ton until the rain finally washed that one away as well. Starvation was upon my colony again, so another insult later, and a raid was coming our way. 2 guys with knives coming our way, and literally, this happened. So yeah, Nails got kidnapped and Leonid is dead. The run is finally over. But fret not, now I know how to play, it's time to get legit. Let's run it up. So this time I played on the Lost Tribe mode because you get 5 like cavemen, and that is more lore accurate for the cannibals, to be honest. So I gave everyone the cannibal trait and started the game. First, I gave everyone the meal as their new eating rule, which once again only consists of human meat. And then set up all their work tab schedules and then place the blueprints on my base, and of course had to go into God mode to place a comms machine and a wind turbine. So I needed food. So after insulting a nearby clan, I got raided. Now I'm not actually sure how 2 of my cavemen have guns, as I thought it was like no technology stuff mode, but I might have messed it up. Anyways, the first raid was no problem. I made a butcher table room and dinner was served. And then also realized that in the Lost Tribe mode, even the simple researchable things were not unlocked, like beds. So I had to place sleeping spots on the ground for my colonists. I couldn't even build shelves without researching complex furniture. So somehow they have guns, but they don't have fucking beds or a shelf. Another raid was incoming. This time, 3 of them. They came with knives and whatever that is. One went down, Turkey was getting double teamed, Purple can't inflict violence, so she's just standing there to watch her friend get beaten up. Another one down, and the last one, finally, slime. Dinner was getting prepared, and so I built a kitchen next door as well so we can cook the humans into meals. I then placed blueprints for 2 more rooms and then got jumped by raiders with 2 SMGs. How do these people have SMGs in caveman days? Turkey got rolled, so did Dog, so did, whatever that guy's name is, I can't read it. It was only Camler or whatever left. Dog was crawling on the ground. There's also a turkey. Camler literally can't hit shit. Camler got wrecked. Purple can't inflict damage, so we were kind of fucked. But in a turn of events, Camler escaped the kidnap. Oh, the comeback. And everyone was saved by the hands of Purple. It was just Purple left to take care of 4 injured colonists. Our luck was running out. A man in black did eventually hear our cries and came our way to help, and over time our colony was coming back into succession. But a raider with whatever this thing is came to terrorize us, while at the same time the man in black went into a daze, so he couldn't even help us in these trying times. This one singular raider beat up half my colony and kidnapped the only one with armor. Purple went into a daze and then Dog died and then straight up got cooked, like not even a second pass of mourning him. He just died and got straight cooked. Anyways, I quit this run because it was cursed from the start. This time I also did the Lost Tribe mode and made all of my colonists cannibals once again. This time we did not spawn with guns. This was for real caveman cannibal days. So first things first, work tab, then eating rules. As we all know, human meat only. I then built a room and then placed a comms console and a wind turbine to power it. I then straight away made 2 rooms next to it, one for butchering our meals and the other one for cooking our meals. 2 raids occurred at the same time. One got speared to death and the other got this thing to death. I then placed sleeping spots instead of beds because once again, I had to research complex furniture before I could create beds yet, or even shelves. Considering this information, I created another room and placed a research bench inside so I can get a start on this extremely complex furniture. A man with a bow came and raided our colony. He died, and he got cooked for future meals. I also created a pen for if any of my numerous amounts of pets want to live in. Now, the plan for this colony was a little something different. This base I was building was not going to be my base. It was a starter base for when I'm building my main base. Where is this main base, you may ask? Well, this is me building the blueprints. Now, you may be thinking, holy shit, Brentos knows how to build and design. Well, let me tell you, this was taken straight off the internet. Pretty this guy, I guess. So, over time, my colony literally thrived. Except for Red getting an extreme infection and this big-ass white creature walking past me. Anyways, yeah, Red died and he got straight chopped up. With the 4 colonists left, now our colony was thriving. We killed raiders, cooked raiders, built our future home. Creeker also went into insulting rage, probably because I forced him to research for literally hours a day. In the darkest of nights, we were raided by a person called Stingray, who set fire to our future home, which was kind of stupid as fuck because it's literally raining, so I don't know what he thought would happen. Stingray absolutely bodied Colob. What? And then Crocodile
How is this guy doming everyone?
But Trocamolo or whatever saved the day. And then for a while, everyone was practically healing in bed. And then I made the dumb decision to try and get this guy who was running away. But he also rolled Trocamolo or whatever, and he got kidnapped. Another colonist down.
Wait, did he just die? No, he's kidnapping him again.
We're not gonna make that. Because my colonists are slow as shit. They're not gonna make that. I hate this game so bad. This game is such bullcrap.
It was just 2 left, and because they were both injured and upset, they both went into a daze. And then some lynx thing started chasing Krika, but the dog killed it. Then we got raided naturally, and literally at the exact same time, Crocodile went berserk and started attacking Krika, his only friend left, he literally wanted to kill. So Crocodile knocked down Krika. Then I quit. It was too much of a failure to continue as well. Let's run this. Cannibal traits on. Lost tribe in. Work tab done and food policy made. Stockpile zone place and blueprints of base down. Turkey. Comms console and wind turbine for power down. The base was being built. Butcher table, kitchen stove thingy. A raider comes along and my pet dog starts biting him. He got handled with. I made Fox, one of our cannibal colonists, to be the designated researcher. Because once again, if we wanted to make future progress, we had to research complex furniture. In the fight, Green got hit by something. Obviously, got an infection. He was bedridden trying to fight the disease, and he definitely was not going to win.
He's becoming an amputee.
So I decided to amputate him on where the disease is, which was on the right arm. So Squid went to go amputate his arm, and he died.
Fuck me. Why are you guys so bad? You guys are so bad at this. Well, let's look him up, I guess.
He did not survive the amputation. Well, in all honesty, I don't even think the amputation was a success. So now we only have 4 colonists left. Now, right next to my base, I once again started building the blueprints to the base I ripped off the internet, and my colonists started constructing. Over time, my colonists continued building our dream paradise base, killed raiders, cooked raiders, and then also built defenses around my base out of the human level we harvested of our enemies. We finally successfully researched complex furniture and could finally place beds for my colonists so they don't keep having to sleep on the floor. The walls of my base was finally built. So I placed a ton of floors on the ground of my base. With the floors placed, I started building my storage rooms, as we can now finally place shelves. So the 2 sides of my base was going to be full of shelves so I can put all of my loot in them. And then with the rooms next to the storage rooms, I made little colonist quarters so they wouldn't have to sleep all in the same room anymore. And then also made one of my rooms a research room, and then a butchering room and a kitchen room, of course, as we need to continue to eat humans. I then also placed beds in the right corner of the base, as I was going to make this the hospital. Now, with my new base finally taking shape, I dismantled my entire old base, which I should have done safer because the roof literally fell on people. And as you can see from this fight, killing raiders for food was becoming increasingly easier, as my colonists were finally surviving long enough to build up their aiming level. With the old base now dismantled, I also removed all of the human level defenses and started placing human level defenses all around my base. The reason I keep specifically saying human level defenses is because I must put emphasis on it, because I think it's fucking awesome that I'm using dead people's skin as a defense around my base. Crow also got an infection on her right ear, as she got a cut on it when the roof collapsed on her, which is just fucking great. She was clearly not going to survive the minor cut infection in her right ear, as her immunity was absolutely not catching up. The only way of her surviving was if we cut off her ear. But we couldn't do that either because we literally had no more medicine, or even herbal medicine, to use on her. So she is literally going to die. Wait, never mind, we do have some. But I didn't do it fast enough, and the clock ran out, and she died. We were so close. On the contrary, we finally finished human level defenses around the base. I then started building the outer perimeter walls of steel around the base, and then the base was actually looking really fucking cool. So to keep the cool essence of the base, I expanded the outer perimeter more. And then a raider came and started attacking my fucking cat. Obviously, I'm not gonna let that slide, so they got arrowed to the dome. I also placed torches around the base and a literal campfire inside the hospital room so the injured can keep warm. Who said I don't take care of my cannibals? Over time, more raiders got killed and eaten, and the outer perimeter was being slowly built, and it was slowly getting colder because my favorite season, winter, was slowly coming. Raid survival was also becoming a very hit and miss. I could easily take them on, but there was only 3 of us for a while now, and every time we killed a raider, someone would get stabbed or some shit, so we had to fight our chance of infection nearly every single time. Over time again, the ground slowly started getting filled with snow, and the base was slowly being more and more built. Oh, and also, on the bottom left of my base was this geyser thing. So literally every 5 minutes, this door would catch on fire. So I would have to keep having to extinguish it all the time. It was so annoying. Oh, and also the wind turbine kept fucking exploding. In the snow, aiming was becoming increasingly more difficult. Probably because I have snow in their eyes or something. But yeah, my people with bows kept missing their fucking shots. But I have to be completely honest, this base is so fucking cool. honestly. And we were thriving for actually so fucking long, it was so good. I even trapped squid in a room for fun because I didn't know if you could, and somehow you actually can trap a colonist in a room. I think, anyways, I did eventually let him out because I need him. But yeah, my base is looking fucking awesome. Eventually, some random guy called Barrow crash landed in my world, and we took care of him. Because with all the success around me, it felt I did not need to eat him, and a cannibal colony can be kind. And as all good things do, the good things end. Rhino went berserk. Why? I have no idea. I didn't even read the tab properly. He went around, shot Fox down. Squid went to go save Fox, but also got rolled by Rhino. Then, remember that geyser thing that started fires all the fucking time? It started another fire and spread like crazy because no one could stop it. Even the man in black would see his end because he is no cannibal, and he would eventually kill himself. Like, for real. And that was the end of the cannibal colony. So, in conclusion, we failed. A lot. But it was not all failure. As in the last run, we built a successful colony with an awesome base that ended in a small problem that was overseen. Lesson learnt. Even the small, even the upcoming, can become the greatest and win. That is all. Thank you for watching. Adios, my friends. See you all soon.